How do you fix PSVR2 shifting? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how PSVR2 shifting is this issue when you're in Gran Turismo 7 or any other PSVR2 game, and the whole kind of location where you are starts moving around as you move your head. You're losing tracking. It looks to be, from all of your comments in my video, some sort of recent software issue, maybe gyro related, but there are ways you can fix it. Now, I've been in Gran Turismo 7 streaming and literally been shifted out of the entire car as I was live streaming, which is pretty mad, but I found the ways to mitigate it. Now, before we get onto that, this is a video generally about fixing things. So I want to say a big thank you to VR Rock for sponsoring this video. VR Rock make prescription lenses for your PSVR2 headset. So if you're someone that wears glasses, you all know, I normally wear glasses. I'm wearing contacts today because it is a bit of a pain, that the VR headset rests on your glasses, it applies pressure on your bridge, and the whole thing's uncomfortable. So what VR Rock do is they make prescription lenses, high quality materials, scratch resistant, goes in your PSVR2 headset, so you don't need to wear glasses. If you wear glasses and you're feeling it in PSVR2, definitely go check them out. I've got an affiliate code, Kireth10, affiliate link in the description. It'll get you a nice discount. Thank you so much, VR Rock, sponsoring the video. And yeah, check them out if you wear glasses. But going back to the VR shifting, I'm going to show you here in the Audi RS DTM. This is where I really first started to appreciate this technique, because you can see here, this car is naturally restrictive. If I go to the left here, we're out of the wireframe. If I go to the right, we're out of the wireframe. So what I realized in this car, we need to drive it, because I drove it in an esports round, is you need to keep your head very still and actually do a lot of the movement with your eyes. You might be able to see some of the foveated rendering going on now. Let me know if you can. But basically what I'm doing is I'm using my eyes, whereas normally I would move my head down, and even down here where it gets really exacerbated, the shifting, as you can see. Now I just use my eyes. You can see here we're just moving around in the car as I was moving my head, but when I move my eyes and keep it still, that's much less likely to happen. So again, when you're coming around here, sometimes I'm just looking at my eyes in the mirror rather than sort of moving my head around. There might be something in Gran Turismo 7, by the way, that is trying to simulate kind of how your head would move around these headrests. Remember, these headrests would be so close to my head in the actual car. But it's not just in Gran Turismo 7 this happens. I'm going to take you to Kayak here, which is a game that doesn't have any reprojection. So you would think that you wouldn't have these sort of like shifting issues. It's a much more sort of native PSVR2 game, for lack of a better phrase. But you're going to see here, as I look around, there's still going to be shifting issues. So here we go. We're going to look as we get in the Kayak. Awkward now. I can tell you to like and subscribe if you're liking the video. But if I look down here, I'm also going to get shifting. But what a Kayak does, it does a much better job, by the way, of just resetting your head or your position in the middle of the Kayak. I think GT7, you see there, it kind of shifted back in. I think GT7, once you lose the tracking, it just kind of leaves you floating. What GT7 should do, and let me know if you agree with this in my opinion, is actually once it regains the tracking, just center you back in the car. Because that's the weird thing. Nowadays, I recommend, if you're having tracking issues in GT7, make sure you hold down the select key or the start key, whatever it is, and that will reset your vision. But Kayak just seems to do that a lot better. But you can see we still lose the tracking here. See, we get that shifting, but then it just sort of snaps back into place. But again, the same technique applies. How often in Kayak do you need to be looking down like this? Not that often. If you want to look down, you can glance down. You kind of got to use your peripheral vision a little bit more. And I think this is almost like a VR technique. If you're new to VR, then it's very tempting to move your head around the whole place. Whereas in real life, we don't move our neck around that much. We actually let our eyes move around. And we know that PSVR2 has really good eye tracking built into the headset. So I think what we need to do a lot better is lean into that. And I've been doing it in Gran Turismo 7. And I've been able to race, actually, notwithstanding that I had horrendous tracking issues. Like I said, getting tracked out of the car, constant resets, reset your play area in the middle of online races. I've managed to stream and not really have those major issues by just being disciplined. Now, if you're streaming as well, it's a really, I think, good technique because it keeps everything nice and central for the viewer rather than lots of jerkiness, especially in like a reprojected game. But it's a real top tip that is kind of saving PSVR2 for me, because I was getting so frustrated. Now, I know in Gran Turismo 7 in the VR showroom mode, you're literally just there to look at cars, so you're very sensitive if you're moving around. Same in kayak in this pool. You're kind of using it as almost trying to break it on purpose, right? Like, how much can I do to break it? But when you're out in the wild kayaking, when you're in Gran Turismo 7 off the track, you don't want any of these tracking issues. You just want to play the game that you paid for and you've got the time to play. So my recommendation really is try and keep your head nice and stable where you set it up and you got that nice tracking. If you look down at these sort of areas, it tends to lose it, so try not to do that if you can. If you need to look down and around, try and use your eyes. You do have quite a wide field of view in the headset, and that is how I'm dealing with it at the moment. So I really hope this video helped you. Let me know in the comments if you've got any other issues with the PSVR2 headset. I will continue to talk about this. I will continue to make videos, advocate for you, hopefully get some software improvements if it's necessary. And thanks again for VR Rock sponsoring this video. I will see you all in the next one.